Hello everyone and welcome back to our UI UX design class. I hope you all had a chance to watch our previous video, especially the one which was our third session on the principles of design. If you missed it, please find the link in the description below and please watch it. In today's class, we are continuing our teaching on the principles of design with emphasis on repetition. But before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank all of you for your engagement and enthusiasm in our design classes. Your likes and comments go a long way in encouraging us, so please keep them coming. If you are new here, please subscribe so you do not miss any of our classes in the future. My name is Esther, a passionate UI UX designer with a mission to empower aspiring designers like you to create intuitive, visually stunning, and user-centered digital products. So whether you are a beginner looking to enter the field or a seasoned professional seeking to enhance your skill, this channel has been designed to provide you with valuable insights and practical knowledge. Now let's quickly have a recap on the third principle we discussed in our last class, which was the principle of emphasis. We discussed that emphasis refers to the technique of making certain elements or components of a design stand out to create visual hierarchy and guide the viewer's attention. We said that emphasis plays a crucial role in creating intuitive user interfaces and engaging user experiences. We also looked into different elements of emphasis and their color, size or scale, contrast and typography. We recognized that creating a focal point helps emphasize design elements. Repetition of certain elements can help emphasize those elements as well. Isolation and negative spaces can also help emphasize elements in design, which then summarized that emphasis is a powerful tool in the designer's arsenal and can be used when you keep your designs simple and clear, uncluttered and balanced, consistent and harmonized. Now in today's video, we will be continuing with the fundamental principles that drive impactful visual experiences, and we will be considering the principle of repetition. Well, you can say it again, repetition. Design is not just about creating visually appealing elements. It's also about conveying a message effectively and establishing a connection with your audience. One of the fundamental principles that contributes to successful design is the principle of repetition. By consciously and strategically repeating some certain design elements, we can create a sense of harmony, we can create a sense of consistency and coherence throughout our entire composition. So what is repetition basically? Repetition refers to the deliberate reuse of consistent elements throughout a composition, throughout a design. These elements can be shapes, colors, textures, patterns, or even typographic styles. By repeating these elements, designers create a visual rhythm that helps guide the viewer's eye and establish a cohesive visual language. Repetition plays a crucial role in various design principles, including graphics design, web design, branding, UI and UX, and so many others. You can call repetition consistency. We have different aspects of repetition in design, and we can summarize them to be repetition of shapes and forms, repetition of colors, repetition of textures and patterns, repetition of typographic styles, repetition in grid system, and repetition of principles. Now, when we talk about repetition of shapes and forms are fundamental building blocks of design. By repeating specific shapes throughout a composition, a designer can create a sense of unity and structure, whether it's by using circles or squares or triangles or rectangles or any geometric shape. Consistent repetition establishes a visual connection between the different design elements that you are making use of. Another aspect of repetition is colors. We know that colors evoke emotion and have significant impact on how we perceive design. So when you repeat colors, you help to create a unified color palette and strengthen the overall visual impact. By consistently using specific colors and color combinations, designers can establish a sense of brand identity and visual coherence. It also helps businesses communicate well because it breeds familiarity between your audience and your design. One very important aspect of repetition is repeating of textures and patterns. Textures and patterns most times are depth and visual interest to a design. So when they are used repetitively, they create a cohesive visual experience. Whether it's a subtle background pattern or a prominent texture, repetition of textures and patterns enhances the overall aesthetics and creates a harmonious design. Without repetition of typography, basically, your work would look so clumsy. So another aspect of repetition is typography. In typography, consistency is essential for effective communication. So by maintaining consistent typographic styles such as your font families, your font sizes, your line spacing, and so many others, your line height, designers create a cohesive reading experience. Repetition of typographic elements enhances readability and strengthens the visual appeal of your design. So you want to make sure that typography or your font types are consistent all through your design. If you are using one typeface, then you are going to stick with that typeface. If you are using a font type, you are going to stick with whether one or two font types, at most 3 font types. You want to make sure that these font types are consistent all through your design. Now, another very important aspect of repetition is the repetition of grids and layouts. Grid systems provide a structured framework for design layouts. So by utilizing grids, designers can establish consistent spacing, alignment, and proportion. Grid-based designs facilitate the repetition of elements and create a sense of order and organization. So you would need to be consistent in the way your content is arranged. It doesn't matter if you are working with texts, images, or elements. If you are consistent with a well-composed layout, your work would be basically amazing without doing so much work. Now, what are the benefits of repetition? Number 1, it creates cohesion and unity. By using the same visual elements like shapes, colors, and patterns repeatedly, you can create a consistent visual style that connects all parts of your composition. This creates harmony and a sense of connection for the viewer, and it also helps convey a clear and simple message. Consistency in design makes it easier for people to understand your content and navigate through it effortlessly. It also helps you establish rhythm and movement. Repetition plays a crucial role in establishing rhythm and movement in your design. It acts as a powerful conductor. Designs benefit from repeated elements to guide the viewer's gaze and create a dynamic flow in a digital space. So by repeating elements like buttons, your navigation menu, and icons, designers can create an interface that feels intuitive and very familiar. Visual rhythm helps create a flow and guides the audience through the design composition. Another benefit of repetition is that it enhances visual impact and hierarchy. Repetition possesses the ability to amplify the visual impact of your design by highlighting the crucial elements or ideas. By strategically repeating a selected element, designers can adeptly emphasize its importance and craft a captivating focal point within the overall composition. So you see that repetition helps guide the viewer's attention to essential information, making it easier to grasp the intended message or navigate through your design interface effortlessly. We can also see that repetition can be used to make patterns and add visual interest to your design. It gives depth to your design, it gives texture to your design, making your design very interesting. So when shapes, lines, and textures are repeated, they can evoke emotions or a sense of rhythm and enhance the overall aesthetics of your design. It can also help create or strengthen your brand identity. So for businesses and brands, repetition is crucial in establishing and strengthening your brand identity. By consistently incorporating certain design elements like logos, your colors, your typography, companies can develop a distinct visual identity that sets them apart from their competitors. So repetition cultivates recognition and fosters loyalty towards the brand. Now, what are the different techniques for good repetition? To implement repetition successfully, designers always employ various techniques that ensure a harmonious and engaging visual experience. Number one is that you must keep your design simple. You should allow your design to just be very simple. Whether you choose to focus on repetition of colors or fonts or background images or even patterns, it is essential to remember that not every single element needs to be repeated. By being selective and thoughtful in your repetition, you can achieve a harmonious and balanced design that captivates without overwhelming your viewer. Number two is that you must properly plan your design. When you are utilizing repetition in design, it is crucial to first organize your information effectively before diving into the design process. So this initial organization, this initial planning will assist you in thinking visually and will inspire the elements you would be using repeatedly throughout your design. Please don't overuse repetition. While repetition is a very powerful design principle, it should be used judiciously to avoid monotony or even visual fatigue. Don't overuse it. Balance repetition with variety. Introduce variations within the repeated elements to maintain visual interest. Add some subtle changes in size, in images, in position, or in orientation to break the monotony of repetition and to create a dynamic visual experience. Did you know that the world's oldest known customer compliance dates back to over 4,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq. A frustrated customer named Nani wrote a complaint letter to a copper merchant named Sanir around 1750 BCE. The clay tablet containing the complaint was discovered in 1872 and is now housed in the British Museum. In his letter, Nani expressed his dissatisfaction with the quality of copper ingots he received, stating that they were subpar and not up to the agreed upon standards. Nani also criticized Nasir's poor customer service and accused him of providing faulty goods. This remarkable artifact serves as a testament to the fact that customer complaints and dissatisfaction with products or services are not a new phenomenon. So you see that it dates back to the ancient times. It offers a fascinating glimpse into the world of ancient commerce and the interactions between traders and customers in the earliest days of civilization. So the next time you find yourself frustrated with a product or a service, remember that you are not alone in voicing out your concerns. Even thousands of years ago, people were actively expressing their dissatisfaction, seeking resolution, and striving for better experiences as customers. The principle of repetition in design is a powerful tool for creating visually consistent and coherent compositions. By consciously repeating elements such as shapes, colors, and textures, designers establish a sense of unity and harmony. Repetition enhances visual consistency, strengthens visual hierarchy, and contributes to the overall success of a design. Remember to always balance your repetition with variety to avoid monotony and engage the audience effectively. Remember that these principles are not strict rules, but rather they are guidelines to help you make informed decisions in your design. So please experiment, play around, and see how these principles can be applied creatively to suit your specific design goals. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you found this class insightful and inspiring. Remember that UX design is all about creating experiences that delight and engage your users. So keep honing your skills and staying curious and explore new possibilities. If you have enjoyed this class and want to stay updated with our future design classes, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others who may find it valuable. Your support helps us grow and reach more aspiring designers like yourself. Thank you all for joining me in this class. Let's continue to learn, explore, and keep designing, keep creating, and making the world a better place, one user experience at a time. Take care and see you soon.